a 2-minute warning. Today I'm taking a look at the GOAT versus the Eagles. Pretty cool matchup this Thursday Night Football. Buccaneers versus Philadelphia Eagles. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are 4-1, and Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are 2-3. You could argue this is going to be a slugfest going in the Buccaneers' favor, but don't count out the Eagles and Jalen Hurts completely. I'm going to be going into the breakdown, the matchup, prediction, projection, everything you want and need to know about this game before I give my take. I got to hear your guys's. What is your score prediction for this game? Shootout, blowout, one-score game, whatever it is, comment down below. You'll hear mine throughout. But like I said, getting straight into it, Jalen Hurts and this Eagles team started off hot in Week 1, taking down the Atlanta Falcons. Not a notable win, but a dominant win and a surprising win. So there is some notability to it, but just not, wasn't a huge overcoming team like they beat the Packers or the Rams or the Bucs or the Chiefs or whoever. Tom Brady, look at these stats. Jalen Hurts is doing well. He's got a solid touchdown to interception ratio, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 1365 passing yards, and he's got some rushing yards there as well, 256. But Tom Brady's numbers, 1767, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Those are MVP type numbers. And of those 2 picks, I would argue neither of them, are against Tom Brady. One was a Hail Mary, and the second one, or I think it was the first one, was a drop pass by Leonard Fournette, and the second one was a Hail Mary. So really, Tom Brady hasn't thrown it to the other team, in my opinion, as far as a bad play goes. He has had a couple of off games, against the Patriots. It was kind of a slight game. No touchdowns, no interceptions, just kind of quiet. But he's still Tom Brady. He's still got 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I think he's second in touchdowns and first in passing yards, so he's doing pretty well. Points per game, you can see the Bucs got 33. Philly's got 23. Obviously, many people are going to pick the Buccaneers in this game, and I'm not going to go against that. But there are some things to consider as to why the Eagles have a shot. They're coming off of a surprising win. Their defense played well against the Panthers. A well-rounded team. Darius Slade took off. And a lot of their guys are really being surprising and stepping up. Devontae Smith's playing well as a rookie. Hargrave's coming out of nowhere as a freak. They got Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, like I said, Darius Slade before. Anthony Harris, Steven Nelson they signed. And on the Bucs side, they lost Carlton Davis. They lost Jamel Dean. They lost Sean Murphy-Bunting. They lost Levante David. Is their pass rush, is their front 7, their linebackers, and their, like I said, front 4 pretty good? It's amazing. Vita Vea, Ndamukong Suh, JPP's back, William Golston, Shaq Barrett. You still got Devin White. But there are some vulnerabilities to this Bucs defense that can be caught off guard. Leonard Fournette, he's had 2 pretty good games in the past 2 weeks, at least compared to the first 3. Mike Evans, AB, Chris Godwin. Good luck stopping that Eagles defense. But again, as much as I like the Bucs in this game, it's not as a complete one-sided matchup as you would predict, just due to the losses on their defense. Relying on Richard Sherman to be the guy, relying on Antoine Winfield Jr. They're just thin back there, losing your best. You could argue Levante David the best player on that team. I'm not saying he is, but you could make that argument. And then all it takes is Brady to have an off day without Gronk still, and Eagles are in this. If they're hot, like I said, a surprising defense, well-rounded offense. If Jalen Hurts can have 0 turnovers, stay protected, give Devontae Smith the ball, give Jalen Reagor the ball, allow these younger guys to elevate and ascend. There's some vulnerabilities on this Bucs team for the Eagles to take advantage of. It's in Philadelphia. There's a couple things going in their favor. Again, I'm not predicting the Eagles to win, but I'm not making it a landslide pick for the Bucs either. You can see the spread is 7. I'm not a betting man when it comes to that, so I don't want to get too into that. If you take a look at the odds of this game, as in who's favored what percentage-wise, give it 1 second to load. I know the Bucs can be favored by how much. You can see the countdowns there. It's going to be different from when you guys are watching this. 72% to 28%. That sounds about right. I'd say maybe a little closer, maybe like 68-32, but when I'm just, picking hairs at that point. So I do have the Bucs winning this one. If you broke it down for me, quarterback matchup, Tom Brady's better than Jalen Hurts. Backfield, Miles Sanders, Leonard Fournette. You could pick your poison. I might lean Miles Sanders, but they don't really use him, so therefore I could lean towards Lenny, but I don't know. Again, it's an argument. Offensive line. Eagles are good when healthy, but I really like the tackles for the Bucs, Donovan Smith and Tristan Wirfs. I would lean towards them, but I could get the Eagles argument. Receiving room, Bucs hand down. No disrespect to Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, Goddard, Hurts, but they're no Cameron Brady, O.J. Howard, can't say Scotty Miller, but Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, maybe you know the drill. Defense, you could argue the Eagles. I'm just saying you could. Hargrave is doing good. Fletcher Cox is Fletcher Cox. Like I said, Brandon Graham, I went through it. You could seriously argue, and I might tip my hat towards the Eagles just due to the amount of injuries on this Bucs. Now, if you ask me their pure front four, I'd probably still lean towards the Bucs, but the way some of these guys are playing, and I haven't seen this Bucs team without Lavonte David in a very, very long time, I seriously may tip my hat toward the Eagles defense, especially if their secondary, Darius Slay, could step up again. I don't necessarily need him to get 2 interceptions, but if he could just play well, limit Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, AB, I don't want to say shut them down, but, limit them, and now all of a sudden the Bucs are down to just AB or just Godwin. Like I said, there's vulnerabilities on this team that will allow the Eagles to be in it more than people may think. But again, overall, QB, Bucs, backfield Bucs, O-line Bucs, receiving room Bucs. Eagles, I would say they can maybe steal the defense, and they are at home. But I'm rolling with the Bucs. I'm rolling with the GOAT, Jalen Hurts. He's fun to watch, but what is he in his career? They're 2-3 this year. He's 1-3 last year, so he's 3-6 is his record. Off the top of my head, I believe I might be one game off, but that's just not a 3-6 record quarterback who's still young, still evolving. I don't see taking down Tom Brady, the GOAT of GOATs. Therefore, I had the Bucs win on Thursday Night Football. You could argue the Bucs don't play the best in primetime games at all times. You saw Sunday versus the Patriots. Last year they had a shaky one versus the Giants. Last year they couldn't beat the Saints. But they also played well versus the Cowboys this year in primetime games. So it goes both ways, but I'm just looking at every little nitpick, pro, con, advantage, disadvantage for both sides. And while I do have the Bucs winning this football game, in my opinion, 30-20, Eagles, I think they have a chance. Again, not a prediction to them, but I think they have a puncher's chance to catch the Bucs off guard with them having their first game in a short week without their best arguable defensive player, Lavonte David. And all it takes is one, not even an off day by Brady, but if he's playing 90% rather than 100%, that may be all the Eagles need with a somewhat vulnerable Buccaneers defense. We'll see how it goes, though. As always, and of course, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what your score prediction is. Again, mine is 30-20. As always, and of course, again, thank you for watching. 2 in the morning.